And girls, I just wanted to make another quick tutorial about another program on my computer because, guys, honestly, I just want to make tutorials about things, and I know that a lot of you guys out there need help with certain things. And today we're covering Audacity. This is the audio platform that I use for most of my podcasts, if not all of them. Actually, yeah, all of them. And the audio platform that I will use to mix and match sounds if I'm doing a stop motion or if I'm doing some video editing for voice acting. And so pretty much this platform is free to use. It's one of the best tools I've ever seen out there. Next to GarageBand, which I would say this is light years ahead of GarageBand. The tools and the abilities for this is just completely endless. The application does look like this. It is Audacity. You can get it on Windows and you can get it on a Mac as well. I'm using Mac, as you can tell from the icons, and you can realize instantly right off the UI this thing is pretty hefty. I mean, you don't have any of the tracks laid out or anything like that, but you can really see that this has a lot to offer. Now, pretty much I'm just going to give you a layout of what I use the most and what I find the most important. Over here to the top left, you will see this is our playback, record, stop, start, fast forward, all those lovely tools. This 6-icon window is kind of the selector tools that you will kind of use inside Audacity. You have the select tool, you have the time shift tool, and you have the multi-tool. These are the top three that I use the most. Envelope tool I don't really use. I don't really use the draw tool, and I don't really use the zoom tool either. This whole panel up here, or whatever this is called, this is a monitoring thing. When you connect a microphone, which will show up here under microphones, right? I'm just using the built-in microphone. It will start monitoring, and you can kind of adjust this setting so that you can, reduce the peaking, which if you've ever seen, it's like the green, then it goes into, red up here. Peaking is when you get into that red zone. You don't want to be in there. And we also have the audio listen back, which I don't really use that either. You can adjust volume right here into the volume control as well as the speaker right here as well. But once we roll a track, you will also be able to see the track and the playback. So let's press this button. It's going to pop up with and here's the other thing that I want to show you guys. You have mono recording and you have a stereo. I usually do stereo for podcasts. I do mono now that I have an actual audio interface. But if you bump over to stereo, which is, if you don't have an audio interface and you just have a USB mic or something like that, and we're just going to press record. This is going to record a little bit of segment. Hello, my name is Alex Davis. Welcome back to the podcast. You can press stop, or you can hit the space bar, and you will see you can have your audio. Now, if you don't like this track, or if you like this track, and let's say you have another voice within this whole segment, I'll get a playback on this in a second. We can go up here to the top, press tracks, add new. You're going to want to add a new stereo track to match the top one. You can line this playhead right here up with the bottom, and you can record again. Yo, Bobby, what's going on, my man? So let's say that this is, and we can even name these tracks, right? We have audio track. We can name it. We're going to name this Jenkins. Jensen, new name, boom. And we have this one, which is Bobby, right? Okay, so we have our two characters, and we can go back and forth. Ready? So we click the playhead again at the top, and we're making sure that it's selected. It's selected when it is blue. You can also adjust the left-right gain, or the pan, and the gain, which is how loud or soft the microphone actually is. You can also mute tracks. If I mute this track, now when I play back all this time, it will be muted. You can unmute it, and you can do the same thing for this one. You can also delete segments of audio. Ready for this? If you select, let's say that you don't really like that, you just can delete that. Now, a tool that I actually discovered recently is this one up here, the silence audio section. Actually, no, it's not. It's this thing, I think. So if I select, or if I just put the playhead here, right, or if I put if I select this area, I can actually go ahead and click this, the trim audio section, and now you only have this segment of audio, which is really helpful because if you like this audio segment for whatever reason, there's nothing going on in this audio segment, you can hit this this time shift tool. You can move this segment of audio wherever you want in the playhead. Let's say that this is now the beginning, and then you want to move this up here, the top, over here. Perfect. So let's do some serious, playing around. So once you want to get out of this time shift tool, you'll probably click the select. Multi-tool, you pretty much have the option to do all this stuff. If you want to select a track, you can select a track. Well, actually, I lied. You might just have to go out and use the select and the time shift. So we're gonna start our little audio thing. Okay, we're on Bobby. Yo, Jensen, how we doing, my man? Okay, I don't know why Bobby sounds like that, but he does. And then we go down here to Jensen. Yo, Bobby, what's up? And we have our two characters. And let's say, we'll get a playback on this so you guys can hear. Pop out of here. Ready for this? Yo, Jensen, how we doing, my man? Yo, Bobby, what's up? Okay, so right off the bat, there is a big pause right here. We can obviously see that pause is right here. We also see there's a little waveform right here that doesn't really make sense. So why don't we delete that blank space, and we can also delete this blank space up until that last little bit of waveform, so there's just kind of no overlap. But there still is that little bit of overlap, isn't there? And we cut that out, and also the start point kind of is a little late. So we hit that, and now we have to come over here and cut that segment out. But let's say you don't want all this blank space in the beginning, and what we can do is we can do our trim tool. So we select all of this audio, you press the trim, and now all of a sudden the dead space is gone. So you have this standalone audio clip from Jensen, and you can move this wherever you want, do whatever you want with it, but let's play it back so that we make sure that the audio is lined up. So we go back to the beginning, click on that beginning, and play. Yo, Jensen, how we doing, my man? Yo, Bobby, what's up? Sweet. Okay, and we're going to probably delete this last bit. We don't really need that. And we delete this front bit because that's not really that important either. And what we're left with is two audio segments in Audacity that you can really play around with. Now, this is the main function of Audacity. You can plug in a microphone, plug in some headphones, and you can really, really play around with this. You can import audio tracks. Let's say you're a voice actor, you're throwing in a backing track. You can throw in a backing track just by going to File. You can go to Import. You can import audio straight from your computer. I don't have anything to import. You can also export this when you're done, which you're going to go to Export, and you're going to export as MP3. I use that the most common, and I'll show you how to do that now. And you're just going to type this, whatever. We're going to say test. And I just kind of keep this all down the same. Make sure it's in your saved, your preferred saved location. And you're just going to save that. And I don't really touch any of this stuff. You just press OK. And it will just export. We pretty much do that. But the next thing that I want to show you, I don't really play around with this too much. Effects. You can really have some fun with effects. Let's say we go over to the Jensen or Bobby's track, right? We want to amplify. Well, I don't know. This is pretty much total improv right now. I don't know how to do this. We'll say reverb. Boom. Oh, wait, hold on. See, this is the part that I don't know. This is where the tutorial goes off the track. So you guys are just gonna have to bear with me. Hold on. So you click it. We got reverb. Huh. Interesting. I'll just press OK, see what happens. Yo, Jensen, how we doing, my man? Ooh, that's kind of hot. Anyway, the whole effects panel, I'm not going to pretend like I know what I'm doing here. This is just a bunch of stuff that you can do. They actually have, and I tried to figure this out. You have, what is it, where, pitch, perfect pitch, where when you're singing, I totally forget the name of the thing. Auto-tune. They have auto-tune in here. And if you don't have it, you can actually add it in. I don't think mine has auto-tune. It's like graphic something. It's not EQ. There's another thing for it. And generate tracks. You already know what that is. And the other ones, you just kind of leave alone. But guys, yeah, I mean, Audacity is a great tool to play around with. I would totally recommend you doing it if you want to start a podcast, if you want to just get into voice recording, if you want to just record a track for anything. Audacity is a free tool, not sponsored. Totally love this program, and I hope that you do too. I'll see you in the next one.